sometimes one of our clients will win their case and we'll be very happy. The client's ecstatic, and we did a lot of hard work to win an impaired trial or a sexual assault trial or aggravated assault or a break-and-enter trial. And lo and behold, within 30 days, the Crown's filing a notice of appeal to the higher court. So let's say we're the Ontario Court of Justice for trial. Well, the appeal route would be to the Superior Court of Justice. So yes, the Crown can choose to appeal a case. Now, when would the Crown do that? Well, the Crown will have to really analyze the evidence at the trial and the judge's decision. And the Crown will have to say to himself or herself, are there major errors of law that the judge did? In other words, the judge did not apply the law properly in acquitting the accused. Or did the judge make major errors of fact? In the judge's decision, did they misstate key and essential facts which led to the acquittal? So you get this notice of appeal, and then the Crown, if they proceed with the appeal, and that it has to be served on you within 30 days, by the way, a notice of appeal. That's just a 1 or 2 page document. But the work for the Crown and defense have only just begun at that point, because now the Crown's going to have to produce a very written legal argument which is based on the evidence. So transcripts of all of the evidence are going to produce what each witness said, and the Crown's going to have to analyze the law, summarize it, quote and cite verse and page of the transcript. And then the defense appeal specialist, criminal lawyer, will respond to that in a factum as well. That's all presented to the appeal court, and you go there for a day or two argument to determine whether there should be a new trial or whether there should be, whether the accused should be convicted. Now, first of all, most appeals are not successful, whether they're Crown appeals or defense appeals. And by the way, a defense can appeal a loss as well. If you're convicted, if you feel there's major errors of fact or law, you can do that. So now the judge has to make a decision. The judge has to decide, well, look, first of all, are there errors of fact? And are there errors of law that the judge made? And second of all, if they're insignificant, well, that's not going to lead to anything. There has to be a very significant error which would have led to a different decision, if I might put it that way, an error of law or error of fact. Usually when a Crown appeal is successful, in almost all cases, it simply leads to a new trial. We go back to the square one and we have to do the trial all over again. Fortunately, that hasn't happened to me too much in my career, but it's very disappointing that when that happens. But we gird ourselves up and continue, and it's expensive, unfortunately, for the client, because they have to go through a trial, an appeal, and then another trial. And it's very important, if you've got an appeal, it's very important to retain a lawyer who's an appeal specialist. That's all they do. It's not trial work. It's a different form. It's written legal argument and it's oral legal argument. It's got nothing to do with calling evidence. You don't, in very rare exceptions, you do not call evidence at an appeal. There are exceptions to every rule when there's fresh evidence that arises for the defense, by the way. So anyway, it is disappointing when that happens, and I always warn a client, look, the Crown has 30 days to appeal, but usually I have a pretty good sense. When we've won a case, I have a very good sense whether the judge made an error of fact or law, and sometimes we get notice of appeal and I just laugh at it, and other times I go, well, we have an argument here to be made, there's some gray areas, and we're going to have to gird our loins here and keep fighting along to the appeal court. So that's the short answer to whether the Crown can appeal after you've been acquitted in your criminal case. Thank you for watching our video. We are absolutely committed to bringing you the best possible criminal and DUI educational videos. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been charged with a criminal offense in Ontario and require our services, please click on the link in the description below.